of the internet. Welcome to today's episode of the Galant Horde. Today we are playing A Burst of Sun, in which these 6 lovely people are going to go to a sun temple in the middle of a desert and try to retrieve an artifact from it. Before we do that, though, I have 5 million announcements. Are you ready for this? Okay, so number 1. Our in-game giveaway today is from Level 1 Gamer's Deck of Useful Things, which Lisa has very kindly allowed us to test drive in the Horde. So each game I am selecting one of the items and giving it to one of my players, and we'll see what happens with that. Today's item is called the Broom of Untidying. And the more you sweep with it, the more dust it generates, to the point where it creates a circle around you where no one can see you. It's amazing. So if you are interested in acquiring said broom for yourself or a Horde member, you can type !shiny thing in the chat, and we will draw that at the break. If you are not a Horde member, you may gift it to any Horde member of your choosing. If you are a Horde member, it will appear magically in your house. No doubt to cause great consternation. Indeed. It's August, yo, which means that we are once again chasing our birds of a feather goal. 50 new or renewed subscribers during August, and we will be doing another birds of a feather game. We actually have one next week. We'll be playing the Warlocks game next week. And then we have Druids and Wizards coming up in September. We also have a Paladin game. We just need to lock in who's playing that and when we're doing it, which hopefully we will get to at some point in the near future. But yeah, if we hit another 50 new or renewed subscribers this month, we will do another one. There are only 3 of the base classes left, so yeah, we're getting down to the point where I'm going to have to start getting creative, which will be great. That'll be fun. As for what class we end up doing next, we vote for that in the Toasted Ogre every month. The Toasted Ogre, if you don't know, is the channel in our Discord devoted to subscribers to our Twitch channel. It is a VIP room where you get to decide which things we're doing. I have some stuff to talk about. The Patchwork Raven. Some of you may not know about the Patchwork Raven, but that's a little publishing company that Will and I started way back in Wellington several years ago. And then when he went and had babies and stuff, I took over the stuff. However, he still basically is there doing the things anyway. It's just minimal responsibility.
Just the way I like it.
Yeah, we have just released a crowdfunding Pledge Me campaign for our newest book, which is called 14 Stones. It is a fantasy novel by Chris Fates. She is an American writer. It is, I'm not kidding, one of the most original fantasy books I've read in a while. It deals with a lot of things in a very unusual way. I love it a lot. The first time I read it, I was so excited at the very notion that I would get to publish it. And then I started working with Chris, and she's a freaking sweetheart. So the book is awesome, and if you type !14 stones into chat, you should get a link to our Pledge Me, number 14, word stones. Go and pre-order your copy, support us in getting this awesome book out into the world. Very excited about it. Will is doing the cover and the maps, so it's also beautiful. So we were supposed to stop our donation goal for Mike's Extra Life at the end of July, but we've only got like $120 to go, so I figured I'd just leave it running. So if you would like to help not Will, the other one, Mike, help Mike. Help Mike
does need a lot of help, though, to be fair.
Hit his $1,000 goal to help children with the Children's Miracle Network. Hit our donation button underneath the Twitch stream. That will take you to Mike's Extra Life campaign. It would be awesome to get him to that $1,000 goal. We've got 880, I think, sitting there at the moment. So we really only need 120. And then we have done the thing, which is pretty awesome. We are also still in the process of raising money for Adam's new computer rig so that all our streams can be even more professional and streamlined. The next goal is a Morb side quest to find out what in the world is going on with Morwen's Cloud Giant Orb, which is funny because Morwen's currently stuck in a tower somewhere. But, we'll deal with that problem when we get there. Hopefully by the time we get around to running the side quest, she'll be back or dead. Or we'll just alt-universe it. Fuck it. It's D&D. We can do what we want. So, yeah. Do that thing as well. Okay. I think that's
what
everything.
if Morwen lived long enough to see what the morb is?
I guess we'll see. People were like, "There's no way you're going to destroy your story by getting rid of your 6 strongest characters," and I was like, "You think? Watch me."
Challenge accepted.
Just makes it more interesting. Okay. I think that's all my announcements today. So I'm going to get you all to introduce yourselves and your characters for those who might not know who you are, and I'm going to roll some Potion of Resistance while we're at it, starting with Shawnali.
Hello, my name is Shawnali. I will be playing the Moth Rogue Warlock Indigo.
Love it. Finn.
I am Griffin. You can find me online as @Griffin Ess most of the time, ESS, and I am playing Alaina, the very loquacious, very chatty rogue, who does not know how to sneak.
So, Alaina's interview went live before this game on YouTube, so if you haven't already caught that, make sure you catch it later on after this. I totally forgot that was a thing we did. There's a lot going on, you guys. So that's a thing. Anyway, carry on. Leslie.
I'm Leslie, and I'm playing Miz, who is a sorceress / rogue. Yeah, that's about it. I don't know.
Good. Gavin.
Hi all, I'm Gavin. I'm playing the bombastic battle priest, Garen Curtmantle, blessed of Kirijola. Huzzah!
Huzzah indeed. Will.
Hey guys, I'm Will, and I'm playing Ardbeg Bruichladdich, the half-elf fighter Paladin
And
with
Noah.
great knees.
With great knees.
I
It's
am
canon.
I am Noah, and tonight I will be playing Haydn, the human ranger fighter.
Person.
The human ranger fighter. I thought I would think of something by the time the pause wouldn't be quite
We
as
got
awkward.
there.
I did not.
That's funny. Amazing. With amazing hair.
Hair is currently hidden.
Oh yeah, that's true,
Yeah,
because it
he's
got
wearing-
braided by Fiona.
Oh,
Anyway, the Horde is just actually a soap opera, you guys. Okay. So, your potion of resistance today is poison. Resistance to poison damage. Will it be useful? Who can tell? Is there anything anyone would like to do today before you enter the throne room?
I would. I am going to go to Haydn. I'm going to clock the weird hug that just happened because I don't know anything. That's a little weird. Smelling like a different girl than before, Haydn. Interesting. I was curious if you would be interested in non-detection today because, as far as we know, you are the only one who has been seen.
I have something to take care of this now, and he will pull out an amulet of proof against detection. It is
Okay.
a slightly weaker version of non-detection.
I'm gonna cast it on you just in case, if that's alright.
It doesn't say it's slightly weaker. It's doesn't know magic.
Do you consent?
I mean, if they try anyway.
Only if you consent, Ginger
takes
boy. Alright.
I mean,
Pat on the shoulder.
again, he has the amulet, but
Just in case, I am very suspicious.
Jewelry can be taken away.
Let's just stand here and discuss this for 10 more minutes then, shall we?
Ardbeg, I will bite you. Shush. And we go in.
Okay.
We just need
You
to
enter.
time through that legend lore, please, DM.
Oh, yes. I'm not sure you would get much more from it than you already know, which is that the Burst of Sun is a shield which was gifted to a former champion of the Summer Queen by her to him to help him in his championing duties.
Do we get a name of the champion?
I've gotten a name of the champion from my library research.
Did you?
I believe that was something that I had in the question. I put it in a DM form, but it might have been a little bit late.
I don't think anyone knows the this particular champion's name, unless I did things in a fever dream and forgot that I did it, which is possible.
I,
Well, let's just say no then.
Ah,
We'll just-
right.
Unless
Okay.
you
I
can
also
find it.
didn't ask.
Okay.
I asked like what is it, but that
Yep. I don't think that information has been revealed.
Perfect. Thanks, DM.
I guess
It's
you
reg.
would maybe also get the fact that, hang on, let me pull it up. Because I made this thing. That's the thing that I did. So if you bear with me one moment. How many of my, oh, only one, wow. I was going to say, how many of my homebrew things have the word sun in it?
All of them?
No, actually, it turns out only one. Yeah, it generally you would generally get the information. Sorry, I don't have the brain to make pretty poems today. But you would generally get the information that it helps with the kinds of damage you would expect from the sun. It improves your ability to resist such things.
Cool. Thanks.
Amongst other things. All right, so you walk into the throne room. The lady is wearing it's kind of really just a slightly more elaborate version of the summer sundress that she usually wears. She often wears like an orangey yellow basic sundress. It's like that, just slightly jazzed up a bit. And she says, welcome, adventurers. Are we all ready for our little trip into the desert today?
Indeed.
as ever.
Did you have any questions, or shall I just send you off?
Do you have an image of the sunburst that you could show us?
Well, yes, of course. And she holds it out, and you see it is a like bronze shield in the shape of a sun with like the rays coming off it, or what you would expect from something called the Sunburst. It is bronzed. It's probably not actually made of bronze. That probably wouldn't make a good shield. I don't know about metals. I'm guessing not. I killed Griffin. Sorry about that.
It'd also be super heavy.
Bronzed.
Would have been good when bronze weapons were used. You know, once iron and steel became more popular, it
Less so.
spreads right through bronze. But you know.
No, it's very good. It's an extremely beautiful shield. It works quite well.
My lady, do you have any idea as to how the Temple of Horus actually came into the possession of the shield?
I believe that the followers of Horus who dwell in this particular temple are interested in artifacts connected to the sun. And so they have spent some time seeking out such things. The shield was lost at the same time as we lost its wielder. I do not know how they came upon it, but we now have been reliably informed that it dwells in the temple, and frankly, I would like it back. Was there anything else?
I have a
Yes.
question, milady. Are we to take these worshippers as enemies, or do we know they're aggressive towards us in our plight?
I do not believe that they are specifically aggressive towards us, except for the fact that they're quite purist in their approach. They believe Horus to be the one sun god. This is part of why they collect artifacts from the other sun beings. So they're probably going to be resistant to the idea of a Summer Queen. However, they're not enemies of ours. They just have their own unique approach to such things.
And what are the chances that this champion has sided with them?
My champion is dead. Has long been dead. Several centuries dead.
Confirmed?
Yes, that is why we have a new one.
Grand, so
My lady, do you have anything we could offer in trade? Would you trade anything for the shield?
Garen!
Are you suggesting
Trade Garen!
we trade our
I-
battle priest for the shield?
I am both pure and just. But no, I don't think I'm up for sale.
I'm not sure that there's anything that I would be willing to part with
Understood.
in exchange for it. However, if you have any ideas, I would love to hear them.
I only have 2 good ideas a day, my lady. I'm saving them for them.
Very well.
Yeah.
It's fine. If anything comes up, I'll start talking and it'll go okay.
You are good
Yeah,
at
but-
that, dear.
Question.
Yes.
What if other sun artifacts found their way into my bag and were brought back here? Is that a problem at all?
No. I'm sure that
Okay.
there are some quite powerful things in their vault. I would be careful with them because I can't guarantee. I don't know what else is there, and I can't guarantee that they won't, do an Edith on you.
It's good
Not
luck.
on you, but on someone else potentially.
Yes.
So, carefully, but yes, I'm sure there will be things that are useful, potentially.
Let us leave all weapons of mass destruction behind.
I'm gonna
I don't know what else is there. If there's anything that seems obviously mine, that would be lovely.
I'm
But I
gonna
don't know if
inch
that will
over
be the
to
case.
Indigo and just sketch a quick little symbol and be like, if you see anything with this crest on it that probably is tied to my family, so snag it and I'll pay you back later.
No
Oh,
problem.
that's right, because your family's all sun stuff. I forgot about that. Cool. All right.
Anything with a sun on it, which is this whole place. I'd put the temple in my bag if I could.
Yeah. Yeah. Horus is so not to give you a whole, lesson in religion real quick, but let's crash course this just a bit. There are many pantheons, and they all have there are some repeating themes, right, amongst the different pantheons, one of which is the sun. We are all kind of the same thing, but not, because we are essentially made of the belief of mortals. We become personifications of particular aspects of that thing. I'm all, summer rain and things growing, and the way summer is in the Feywild is growth and greenery and happy feelings and flowers and all that good stuff. Horus is a desert god. So the sun in the desert is a very different thing. So we have similarities, but mine is more fire and his is more radiance, if you see what I mean.
I sense a lot of punishment coming our way. This will be fun.
Yes. It's a complicated thing being made of belief. We become what we are believed to be in some ways. I don't know if that's helpful.
It's worth
is.
remembering that much like the Feywild, the desert has rules. There are ways to survive in a desert. There are rules to die very quickly in a desert.
And Horus
I
is
know
a
the
being
rules
of
of the
laws.
desert. We can help you survive the desert. It has a heart, it has a soul, and you must respect it.
And
All I
that's
remember is that as long as I walk at a solid, steady pace, I'll be fine. It's very 1, 2, 1, 2.
Absolutely. Absolutely, you need a rhythm for sure. Absolutely, a rhythm and a stable cadence is exactly what you need in the desert.
Garen is correct in that what he describes is very much what is the essence of Horus. Law. Discipline. I'm not so much those things.
Now,
I am more
I like you.
frolic in the field, Summer. Horus is more, if you don't do what I say, you'll die, Summer, if you see what I mean. Anyway,
You're frolicking in some fields. Let's go.
would you there are no fields, Alaina. I'm sorry to disappoint you. However, if you are ready, I will drop you somewhere close to the temple.
Garen
Excellent.
passes out the ginger just in case.
Erden did leave us muffins and a note outside of the.
Oh,
They are
muffins?
ginger muffins.
There's also a lot very high sugar. I wouldn't. They might make you sick. But you know.
well, are we ready?
Yes.
Yep.
Ready.
Excellent. Good luck. She claps her hands, and you are all transported into the desert. The first thing you notice is that it is very hot. Very
I
hot.
like it.
It is dry. It's like sticking your head in an oven. It's hot. Those of you wearing armor right now are uncomfortable. If there's anyone wearing armor looking at this team, maybe not.
Yeah, there is.
Yeah.
All the gear all the time.
There is a
Immediately.
lot of sand everywhere.
I immediately pop one of my canteens and use shape water to just like create a sheath around myself, and I just keep recasting it to keep all the moisture pinned to me as much as possible.
Oh my god. What would you like
Go
to do?
ahead.
No, you go first.
I finally rolled something other than a 3 for my group chat, so now we have 4 hours of it.
Woo!
So I'll activate that
4
whenever we
hours
get close.
of group chat.
Oh wait, does it include all of us, or do I
Yes,
get to be
it
excluded
finally
again?
it finally includes all of us.
I was always the odd one out.
Question. We are in the desert. Do we see a temple?
Make a perception check.
I'm wearing
It's-
sunglasses. Does that help me in any way?
No.
Are you looking at the sun?
But you're very optimistic given the rose tinting, so that helps.
That is a 19, but it is worth noting that my passive perception is 23.
Whew.
Yeah, you can definitely see kind of off to the right of you guys, poking up out of the dunes, just the top of what looks like a pyramid structure.
Temple
that's-
That's the
Hall.
closest we've been to the objective in a while.
I
What's
don't
the
think we're
closest I've
close.
been?
I think it's just visible this time. Normally there's a lot of obscuring landscape.
It's probably very large. There's probably still quite a trek. Speaking of which, do we see any compacted sand making a road or anywhere we could walk easily?
Make a-
Or we
Perception check.
sounds fair. Nine.
Hard to say.
A lot of sand. Everywhere's a
A lot
road
of
on the desert.
sand. Yep.
Yeah.
It's not far. Like this pyramid thing looks like it's probably over a couple of dunes. Like basically she's dropped you far enough away that you can approach on your own terms, but not so far that you have to trek through the desert for hours.
Gotcha.
She's gotten quite good at this now. She's had a lot of practice.
And if you guys want to make this shorter, I know catapult. I can kind of like fling us.
Well, I can fly, but it's a matter of do we want to be seen or no?
I mean, if we go with the plan I proposed, we have all of us except for one of you sneaky ones talk as either a distraction or a negotiation.
I can
And
do
if
that.
negotiation fails, well, we have a distraction for one of you sneaky ones to sneak in and grab it.
Alaina starts doing vocal exercises in anticipation.
I can be invisible the whole time.
Yeah. And since we have the group chat, if anything goes wrong, or we need to switch to smash and grab, we can let each other know without tipping off.
Is there a distance limit on your group chat, Ms?
A mile.
Oh, jeez. Nice.
I was gonna say it's kind of hard to sneak up on something in the middle of the desert. And even if you're invisible, because I can be invisible too. I mean, leading up to it, I assume we're still gonna leave footprints and everything. So.
I can fly.
Oh, there you go.
Yeah. You've got
That's why.
double
That's why
advantage on
it's not
That
so
works.
bad for me. But the thing is it was also the proposed idea of diplomacy first. So being seen is actually a good thing because they won't think, "Oh, look at these bastards
Right.
sneaking up on us." They'll think, they are announcing themselves.
Well,
Whereas we have a party of 5 visible on Indigo, you do what you
Yeah.
suggest.
I think that's a good plan.
I think it's better to. Or we will be more likely to succeed if we roll up with 5 party members, then have 6 party members introduce themselves, and then one slips away.
Yeah. All right. I'm invisible.
All right, let's head out.
DM, Garen will
Yes.
use his non-detection boon and non-detect himself for 8 hours.
I
Cool.
forgot about the boons. What do I have?
One of
Griffin
everything.
hasn't played in a while, everyone.
Griffin, you got one of everything.
Got toys.
Okay. So what are you doing? I know Indigo's invisible.
Taking a
Strong.
walk.
Strolling
Yeah.
on in.
Yeah.
Cool.
We'll try diplomacy.
As you approach the pyramid, you find yourselves in a place that looks like this.
Oh, right.
It is basically like a kind of a settlement built around what looks like a pyramid in the center of it. There are various buildings around and a pathway that leads quite clearly up to it. There are a couple of impressive looking statues. It's very quiet.
Ardbeg would like to cast locate object on the shield with the sun on it, and he's
Cool.
going to describe it as per what he saw in the throne room.
How far does that go?
1,000 feet.
You do not get a ping.
Ooh, that's not good.
Did you tell us that you were looking for it?
Yes.
Okay, so I think that means that there's probably a substantial underground portion to this temple with a lot of winding ways and things like that to hide shit.
And you only need
Or
like, a
it's
foot
warded.
bone to
Or both.
block it.
You want to do?
Go into
Can
the
we see any signs of life? Are there any cook fires or I'll just try perception?
Yep.
Yeah.
That's the thing. That's the thing to do.
That's the thing to do. 17.
17. Yes, there are signs of life. So it's like probably mid-afternoon. Garen, you would know that this is the hottest time in the desert. These buildings have the sense of everybody's probably sleeping.
Sleeping.
Yeah. And you would
They
know
didn't
that
reckon
coming from a
from-
desert culture that is the normal thing to do at that time of day.
Mhm.
You just fucking stop because it's too hot to do anything else.
Yeah.
So it's very quiet. But it doesn't feel abandoned. It just feels like that time of day in the desert. Hey,
That
can
might
you
mean
tell
we
I
can-
lived in a desert for a while?
Yes.
I'm good at
I'm
this.
gonna-
The snow episodes, I'm like, I don't know,
Yeah.
it's snowing. What the fuck? But the desert episodes, I can tell you about.
Now we
I'm
can ask
gonna
questions specific to sand. Is it
Oh.
is it fine? Is it compacted? Is it coarse? Yeah, we
It's-
can actually ask them.
It's fine. It's very fine sand. It's the sort of sand when, if the wind blows, it's everywhere. It results in a
Low-
thin layer of sand over all the things, including the people.
Low ferrous content, so it's not very red. Excellent, understood.
I'm gonna send a mental note to everyone, kind of just being like, how social do we want to be? Do we want to announce ourselves, or do we want to just wait until we're noticed?
Currently, everyone's resting, so you would need to be
That's
quite
what I
loud.
mean. Like, do we want to get caught just meandering through, or do we want to announce ourselves and make sure that the sleeping people aren't startled by us walking around, more so by us announcing ourselves? It's a little more rude, but it saves that
Can I get a
reactionary...
perception check from everyone, please?
I suppose.
You can. Hearing or sight?
Hearing.
22.
Okay.
16.
3.
26.
I didn't
And
get it.
I have 10-foot blind sight, if that is not recalled.
I rolled an
Indigo?
11, but again, my passive's 23, so I feel like
Okay.
also I have
Anyone-
a tattoo of warning. Nothing.
Anyone over 20, including Indigo because of the passive, hears a sound that sounds a lot like very large wings
Wings.
Wings.
flapping and definitely approaching.
Look up.
Is there a distinction between, like, say, like dragon wings versus bird wings versus
Oh, I'll let you make a
insect
nature
wings?
check. I'll let you make a
Ha.
nature check.
Yep.
Yes.
You're
go
a
Ranger. Make a
ranger.
nature check.
17?
17? These sound feathery,
Right.
but large.
Still.
Hmm.
And definitely
Something
more
with
than one.
feathered wings.
More than one, you
A
said?
lot of things.
I did.
More than one thing
Okay.
with feathered wings.
As you start looking at the sky, I assume, around you, you see flying in 3 very large birds. And they approach, and one settles on the corner of this building. One settles on this building. And one settles on this building. And they look at you with the hungry look of things that are after an afternoon snack. They're just like, snacks.
Do they have riders or are they just big
Nope.
birds?
They're just big birds.
Big birds.
I think there's a secondary reason for them not being outside
Not
at
being-
this time.
Yeah.
I am...
Oh,
going
Can
Adam's
we-
making the noises for me. That's nice.
Can we see an entrance into the temple?
The path leads to an entrance. There's like 2 big double doors.
It just
I
doesn't
was gonna
like it.
ask, is it doors or are they open or are they closed?
They're closed right now.
Hayden would like to just slowly start making his way towards the door. Not
Okay.
running, specifically not running.
As you are making your way, can you roll me another perception check, please? This one is... Oh, I suppose this could also be sound. Good thing.
That is a 13 with advantage.
Never mind.
That's not what you want to hear. It's never mind. Means they expected you to succeed most of the time. All right.
Indigo, you're close to the temple too. You can also make that perception check.
Oh, so the perception checks if we're close to the temple. If we move up to it.
Yeah, but that doesn't mean you can move up to it because you don't know there's anything to percept until you get there.
I am going to activate my boon of Ronsoon to speak with animals.
22.
22? Indigo, you hear some sounds coming from just behind those very large statues that sound like the clicky clacking of large insectoid things.
Like a scorpion or something. Shit.
Or
Hey,
something.
hey, everybody, there's some big bugs. Maybe the birds will eat the bugs if we're lucky.
Oh, that's even better. So as I activate my speak with animals, I'm going to go, hi, we're not food, but there's some giant insects that way, apparently, if you're feeling for a snack.
behind the statues.
As I gesture towards the indicated spots.
God, I need to check. They're technically not beasts.
Giant
Okay.
birds!
Then I will
I know,
reiterate.
but they're technically monstrosities, so...
And I will reiterate with my telepathy, which just targets a creature.
Okay.
And I'll target one of them with my aberrant mind telepathy to be like, to reiterate what I just spoke.
Okay. Make a persuasion check, Alaina.
Oh yes, this is my speciality. That is a 21.
A 21?
Mhm.
This one goes to have a looky look. It flies over to the thing, and it stops on top of the temple. It just has a little looky look.
And while that's happening, I'm also gonna like take my sheets of paper I usually use for my paper craft and make a parasol for myself because this is awful.
Fair enough. Hayden, are you actually that close to the temple right now?
Yes, the goal is Haydn is going to go and knock on the door.
I need you, please, to make a... Oh. Are you just walking up?
I'm just walking up, just
Alright.
casually.
Cool. In that case, you watch as a strange frog-like creature crawls out of this pond right next to you and stops in front of you. And turns its eyes on you, and its eyes are like frickin' saucers.
Oh no.
DM, can Garen get as far as being next to
Garen
Ardbeg
can go
without-
where... Yeah, you can go where you want. We haven't gone in combat yet, so...
Ardbeg?
Hello?
If there are any scorpions, say one for me.
Roger.
Did you just say hello to the thing?
I did just say hello to the thing.
In common?
In common.
It does not respond. It just looks at you. With really big eyes. I'm trying to make my eyes as big as I can, but they're like this big.
Hypnotoad.
I try and figure out what it is to maybe get an inclination of what language I should be using.
You can make a... I guess... I'll accept nature or history. Either of those.
They're both the same. That is a 4.
A 4.
A good even number.
Oh, a 4. Yeah, no, you don't have any fucking idea. Sorry, I was checking
Alright.
to see if it was something you might have encountered, but with a 4, the answer is no.
Yeah. Well, I guess I'll just start going through languages. I'll try and primordial. Hello?
Big frog blink.
Right?
It's that creepy, like, one membrane. You know that thing that frogs do?
Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah. Sylvan. Hello.
Nope. Frog noises in the background.
Infernal.
As this is happening, a second
Well,
one
Hayden is-
climbs out of this one.
Also, in his head, Hayden is going, please someone get up here and help, especially if you have a spell that lets you speak languages or make yourself understood.
I still speak animal, but nobody seems to be listening. Hey, you froggy things. How's it going?
Are you speak with animals like the frogs?
Yes.
They are not animals.
Yeah, I don't think it works.
I will switch to Infernal. Any response from Infernal?
Nope, wrong choice.
Okay. Abyssal.
Does
Alright.
Aquan work? I speak
Does
Aquan.
Aquan-
Aquan would fall under Primordial.
Okay.
Yeah. Orin, Aquan, Terran, and Ignan, I think is the fire one. Would all be under Primordial.
None of those work.
I'm gonna go through Abyssal, Common, Elvish, Giant, Infernal, and what's this other one? Something
Really
else.
funny.
Just
I'm just gonna be like, hello, 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 hello. Any of these.
Tell me those all again.
I have Abyssal, Common, Elvish, Giant, Infernal, and Sylvan. And I'll even try like a hand gesture in Thieves' Cant to see if that matters.
No, none of those work.
Through the telepathic bond, does anybody speak a language of a flying creature like an avian or an Aarakocra? If we're talking about Horus the god, perhaps an airborne creature and a language might be useful.
I know the parent language of the dialect that Aarakocra speak.
More of these things are just coming out of these wells, by the way,
Okay.
while you're having this conversation.
I bet they
just-
speak bullets in the face as I like start loading my sling up and just kind of like being
It's in
generally
the face.
prepared.
The only other language I speak is Draconic, which I don't think is gonna work.
I mean, it's worth a shot.
But yeah, no, I'll yell at people in
I-
Draconic, whatever.
I'm really amused that in this group of massive linguists, there's not a single person who speaks the language you need. in this case.
I am going
Well,
to pull an Alaina and
hold on.
immediately in the group chat be like, wait, you speak Draconic? Oh my god, that must be so fascinating. I wish I could have learned that one. Can you teach me at some point?
The
Yeah,
two brains of the outfit, Garen and Ardbeg, haven't tried yet. We've got linguist skills.
Do you? Ardbeg disagrees.
Ardbeg will try and say hello in Nolish because you can speak that. Does that work?
No.
Okay. I'm out.
Dwarvish. I don't think we've used Dwarvish yet.
What? Dwarvish?
Dwarvish, yeah.
No,
Minotaur, long shot.
no.
It's a very specific language. I didn't think that would work.
Okay.
Let's just
Garen?
start doing charades.
Do you have a language from your home desert lands?
Yes, I just used it.
Oh, okay, cool.
Do any of you? I know there's spells that can let you be understood and let you understand. Do we have four proper spellcasters among us? Do none of you have that kind of spell?
You are now
I'm gonna boom
surrounded by seven of these creatures who are all just like crouched on the ground, making a little semicircle in front of the gate of this temple, blinking at you with their big frog eyes. And the rock on top of the temple has like glanced at the whatever's behind there, and noped out of that, and is now looking at you again, going,
Interesting side thought. Hold on one second.
Yes, Indigo. While Alaina
I
thinks.
can understand you. Never mind.
Indigo will do a little fly around here.
Cool. Right behind this big statue here, you can quite clearly see a very large scorpion-like humanoid creature.
No.
Holy shit, you guys, it's not just a scorpion, it's like a centaur, but it's a scorpion.
I want one.
Wait, those are real?
They
That
have to
is
understand you with message, correct? Like you have to
mildly
speak a common
concerning.
language.
Yep.
Yeah, okay.
Um,
Then that's no. I don't usually.
It appears to be Indigo. Make an insight check for me to see if you can ascertain the scorpion man's intent.
Insight, you say?
I do. I know that's one of your things that you're good at.
Okay, well, I rolled badly and I got a 21, but I also have a passive of 24, so there's that.
It appears to be very carefully watching what's going on here, like it's waiting to see what happens.
Okay, guys, I have an idea. You have muffins. You have muffins, right? Offer the frogs some muffins. The scorpion guy is
Universal
watching us.
greeting. Yes, universal greeting. I like immediately take a muffin out. I approach and I just go, "Ba weep grana weep ninny bong," and I break off pieces of muffin for all of the froggies and just start dropping them in front of them.
Maybe
Nice little call
their-
out for
their
the
hands,
Transformers, the movie
like-
from the 80s, if anyone remembers that.
What
Probably-
movie are we talking about?
Transformers, the movie, the animated one
Oh.
from the 80s. The universal greeting was "Ba weep grana weep ninny bong,"
Nerd. I love nerd.
and then you give them an Energon goodie, except now it's muffins.
Me calling anyone a nerd is rich, but make a. I'm gonna make a persuasion again. Make a persuasion check.
Oh, okay.
With advantage for muffins?
Apparently, it's
23.
not needed. What is it?
23.
One of the little creatures hops forward slightly, picks it up with his frog fingies.
Oh,
Frog flickies.
a discerning approach.
And
the
then it,
question
like,
is, do they
hops
like
forward.
ginger?
And it kind of does the frog tongue flicker at you, Alaina.
See, that's what I thought you were going to do with the food, actually. Actually, let me actually approach on the map so that I am in range.
We'll say it's this guy. Oh, I'm on the wrong layer. Hang on.
Cool.
Could I get a status update on the scorpion? How's he feeling?
Just watching. Just watching at the moment. What's the scorpion guy's vibe? Vibe check.
Vibe check.
I'm also
Yeah, he's
going
just 9 to 5ing it, right? He's like, this is just my job.
I don't know. So I've been doing the shape water to keep myself coated, and I'm now going to sort of like create a light misting over the frogs as I like sort of present myself to them. I'm gonna crouch down and then mist towards them, be like, "Hi, I hope everything's going well. It's very hot out here. Are you guys staying hydrated?"
They don't understand any of that.
That's fine.
They live in a well.
But I'm using the correct tones of voice
Right,
to
right.
sound soothing and friendly.
Very soothing. Yeah.
Frog tongue.
Okay.
It,
Guys,
it
I
kind
think
of
I should
speaks
just,
to you
like-
in a language which apparently none of you speak. So you don't know what it says.
There.
Have we heard the language in the Horde? Have we heard someone else speak it? And go, oh,
Probably.
that sounds like...
Probably.
I have a suspicion.
Okay.
I don't know all the languages that everyone in the Horde speaks, though, because fucking hell, you guys are ridiculous.
I am going to
But yes,
cast Detect
seems likely.
Thoughts
Oh.
and see if I can interpret what's being said via Detect Thoughts.
Interesting. Isn't that a wisdom save, or was this just the I just want to get the surface stuff?
Yeah, just the surface level, just the soft side, yeah.
This frog
'Cause I
is
figure
hungry.
they're trying to communicate it, so I'm guessing they're projecting at a level.
The frog would like more muffins.
Oh. Guys, I only had the one muffin. Can I please borrow someone else's muffin?
I can
I
create
also-
food and water. And I brought it for this trip because I thought we might get stuck for water. I can create like 30 pounds of food.
Make
It'll
He
be
can't
like-
want ginger muffins.
It'll be high protein, very balanced, not a lot of saturated fats, low on sugar and salt, but it will be very, very nutritious.
30 pounds of crickets for the frogs.
Can you just make muffins? Can you just like replicate the muffins?
I'm not a
I think-
replicator.
Dang it.
They seem to like the muffins.
They do seem to like
do seem to
muffins.
like the muffins.
They're the
Had
ones
this
that are now
conversation-
starting to eat the bits of muffin that you left for them.
I'll hand over. Guess I'll just step over and hand over my muffin to Alaina.
Thank you. Spread out some more muffins.
Oh, it's 45
Um,
pounds of food. And 30
That's a
gallons
lot
of
of
water. Okay, alright.
Jesus.
Uh,
And
Yeah. The food is bland and nourishing. Okay, alright.
oh no, that's not going to help us.
so
It is bland and nourishing.
That's what the... It's just gruel.
Yep, it's just survive food.
It's just
It's not
gross.
enjoy
and
it
a lot of
food.
water.
Absolutely gross. Okay.
I knew
Can you
Hayden
start
should have
drawing
taken
some
good berry.
pictures? Oh, yeah.
So
Draw
you're
some
all
pictures in the
giving
comments.
your muffins to the frogs. Did I understand that correctly?
Aye.
Cool.
I'm still invisible and watching, so
Yeah,
no.
yep. So
I think
they
at least a couple of us should hold on to our muffins, but I will take 2 other muffins and break those up, so we still have half our muffins in theory.
okay. They eat the muffins. They wait a bit in the way that creatures will wait to see if there's more coming. If you've ever fed ducks, you know what I mean. And once it is apparent that you've run out, they will all
No
hop
more.
back into their wells and go away.
What do the rocks
Oh,
do? The big large birds.
This one is
Make
still
some
looking
gruel
at you.
Definitely
Like,
make some gruel for the big ugly birds. That sounds like their speed. Bland, protein
These-
based.
These ones are now coming down onto the ground. They're sort of approaching in that kind of vulture way.
I am gonna
We're
ping-
being surrounded.
That's
Yeah.
Gonna
probably
rethink
more
the one I
Haydn
already telepathed.
is just going to walk up to the door, yes, towards
okay.
the rock.
Okay. I'll wait.
Is his name Dwayne? Sorry, I won't do that again.
Oh.
We had a
we've
rock
already
named Dwayne in
already
the
had
realm.
that joke. Yep. There was
We
a
also
rock named Dwayne in
have-
the realm.
We also have the rock when as the Scorpion King standing behind the statues watching us.
Oh, that
As the creatures hopped into the well, this guy moves forward so that you can all now see him, and a second one that Indigo couldn't see from that side of the thing does the same. And they look at you and they go in a weird voice that sounds like mandibles chattering. They say, "You come at the worst time. Why do you approach us? The birds will eat you."
I apologize. That is an unfortunate facet. I did not know when the good or bad time would be. I am an emissary, and we are on a campaign searching for some important objects, and I know very little of the desert. I apologize.
The birds hunger.
we can provide some sustenance to them
Thank you. Yes.
as an offering.
One of my companions here has much food to offer.
Very well. Feed the
Do the
birds,
thing.
then they will not eat us and our people.
Do the thing. Do the thing.
I'll do the thing
Make
about
some-
there.
Make some bland birdseed.
Yeah.
I think they would prefer meat.
These are
45.
carnivores.
45 pounds
Protein.
of bland protein
Yes.
and
Okay.
water, I guess, if they need to drink.
All right. Where are you putting this?
I will look to put it about.
Away from us.
Yeah, I'm just checking the range of the spell, as far as away as I can. If they will
Maybe
let
like
me.
over here. So it's
Yeah,
clear.
yeah.
It's for the birds.
Do you have 30 feet? Yeah. Because if you can do
About-
30 feet.
About there, in the middle of those two.
Okay.
Cool. I will mold earth and create a solid platform for it to sit on,
Oh,
so it
nice.
doesn't get all sandy.
And the,
I will say-
basin for the water.
Beautiful.
There is now a pile of protein of some sort in the desert. Right. I can't believe these words. D&D, you guys. What the fuck?
And I will hold a hand up to the centaur, sort of like, give me 1 second, and I will re-telepathy the rock to be like, we have offered you food. We have brought you dinner. Please enjoy.
And water.
This one's gonna fly down to here. Ardbeg, can you just make a strength save for me, please?
I. That is a 27.
27. Okay, cool.
Yep.
You don't get knocked over by the really prodigious wind of this thing flying right over you. Not the kind that comes from a bum. The kind that comes from wings flapping. I saw that look.
The bird
You
just
misinterpreted.
farted on me.
And it lands on the edge of the food and starts pecking at it.
Come on, Miz,
Um,
let's go.
The two creatures look at you and go, well, you may have saved some of our people today if they like it. You should get under cover, though.
We shall. I have more to offer when we leave, as thanks, and for protection of your people.
And we appreciate the offer of shelter. Where should we head?
Can we claim sanctuary in the temple?
You may go inside.
Thank you.
Thank you.
The door's open.
Let's go sing one by one. Hurrah. Hurrah.
I need to check.
I'm
if I
gonna
can-
go super slow to make sure Indigo has some time to get in if she wants to get in.
Okay. Cool.
Oh, I'm gonna do like a full pause and like bow and like go through a minor sun elf ritual for a holy space to give plenty of time, and then once you give me the all clear, Miz, I'll be like, okay, cool, what's up?
Alaina's giving the full rimmer.
All right. Point. These scorpion creatures are speaking a language none of you understand, but you are all understanding them.
And see.
Oh,
them about
point
that
of
later.
order. Is it into our heads? And did I have to allow
No.
it?
It's more
Okay.
like the tongues thing.
Okay, okay.
Yeah.
Hmm.
Okay. So
Is,
you go
um,
inside.
DM, as we get close to the centaur scorpions,
Mm-hmm.
are they wearing any religious iconography or anything that denotes them as followers of Horus?
Make a perception check, please. I mean, you keep looking for things.
I know. It's my
It
next
can-
character
it-
like 100 perception. Just
You
like
can
100.
do investigation if you like, but I know that's worse for you.
That's just cruel. Let's not make the cleric roll any intelligence stat. All right, that seems mean. 17, DM.
Yeah, they are all wearing. They're both wearing amulets with a symbol of a sun on it.
Thank you.
Did we figure or did we learn what kind of creature these statues look like?
They don't look like what they look like on the map. They look like
Right. That's why I'm asking.
they have the like dragonish tail, but and then a body, and then there is a face that is like a mask, like a blank facial mask with sun rays coming out of it. And they each have more hands than they should.
How high
Says they
is
were
the
getting
door?
started.
It's probably a good 15 feet high. It's
All
pretty
right,
big
cool.
for a door. Yeah. It's
double
it's
door.
grandiose.
Mm.
All right. So
As
you
I'm-
all into the temple?
As I'm heading in, I do want to gesture at one of the statues and be like, can I ask what this is a depiction of? It's the type of imagery that my sister would have appreciated. I'm just curious.
Please hold. Wait, I printed this. I was clever. I printed it in advance. This is a artistic rendition of Queen Napaka,
Ah.
Horus's consort.
Lyra would approve. I just head inside and make sure that do a mental check. Is everyone indoors? Did we get everybody?
Behind you.
Cool.
The doors close behind you.
Don't like that.
Do they lock?
Is it dark in here?
No, it is not. You find yourselves in a room. It is very well lit. In the ground, and the inlaid into the ground is a sun, and the inlays are glowing. There is also in the center of the room, a sundial on a pedestal thingy. It's a very simple room. And it is now very quiet because you are now closed off from the wind. The doors are behind you. Just imagine that they're there, please.
Did the centaurs not follow us in?
They did not.
Interesting. I don't know if I like that trust. Makes me feel like there's danger here.
Oh,
This
was
is
it-
me transmitting.
this here, Jax. This
Yes,
is
that was the door you came in.
cool.
The bottom of the map. Yep.
Okay.
Just imagine there's a door there. It's there.
What are these,
Um,
DM?
What a what?
Are these pillars to the ceiling?
Yes. Correct.
Thank you.
So my constantly running mage hand is gonna try to find some kind of rock on the ground to hold.
There's not
Is there
really
anything
any
loose?
rocks on the ground. No.
Nothing loose. Okay, then I will
No.
take out a something from mine. I'll crunch up a paper ball if I have to, but I'll put it in the mage hand and cast light on that. I want my own light source separate from
Okay.
what's going on here.
Fair enough.
Just
The whole
don't
place is
trust
lit
some-
up quite prettily, but yes, that's fair.
Yeah,
Is-
no, I just trust light from people who worship it.
The light source, is it a sunlight in the roof? Is it
It's
like
coming from the
torches?
ground. It's coming from the inlay in the ground is glowing.
From here.
That's why I
The,
don't trust
the
it.
sun on the ground is glowing. Yes. It is a
I'd like to just-
sunlight-ish kind of light, if that makes sense.
It does.
I would like to
Just
just
the-
check the sundial and see if it's accurate to what it would be if it were, say, placed outside in the actual sun.
Make a ooh.
Time check.
Nature?
No, I'm gonna. Oh, okay, yeah, nature because you're a ranger, and
I am
and
not a nature ranger.
yeah,
Not
but
that kind of ranger.
it's
I'm not
it's
that
whether
kind.
you would know what time it should be based on where the sun was when you were outside, and you would have had to notice that. So I'm gonna say a nature check.
Yeah, that's a 15.
Yeah, seems pretty close. It does seem to reflect where the sun was in the sky outside, but that is not
Fascinating.
currently visible to you.
Interesting.
DM. I would
Mhm.
like
Well,
to investigate this door.
There we go.
Just look at it. Just looking. No touching.
Okay, make an investigation check.
I can touch it. Okay, I'll wait.
Alright, I rolled an 18. But for what it's worth, my passive investigation is 24.
I feel like this is the weirdest
This
passive
is not-
aggressive version of rules lawyering I've ever seen.
This is not a passive thing, though. This is
Yeah.
you actively looking. These doors are ornate. They are bronzed.
Mhm.
And they have images of the sun and the rays of the sun and people worshipping the sun and all that kind of religious shit.
Is it got a keyhole? Which way does it open?
It looks like it's a push it open job.
Okay, it's push, and it would be in the center, so there is a crack.
Correct.
I tell them that that is the kind of door we're dealing with up here.
And
Can I
I'm
check
just
out
gonna
this
go-
one?
Touch it.
Everyone spoke at
Understood.
once and I didn't understand any of you.
All right. Well, I'm going to transmit. I'm going to presume that because we're guests, that I can just push this open and at least apologize awkwardly if it was incorrect. Does anyone have any veto on that?
There are other doors, but yeah, that's
You
fine.
Wait, there's more? Wait, I didn't look around. Back
Yeah,
there.
there's
Yeah, there's a bunch of doors.
Looks like 2 doors on that
Mhm.
side and then
Yep.
1 door there.
Okay. Well then, can we get a quick check of like how important do these doors look compared to the other ones?
They're all similarly ornate. They're
Okay.
all bronze. They all have the same kind of religious iconographic carving on it. It's very like hieroglyphic Egyptian, but Fantasyland Egyptian, if
But
that makes
Cool.
sense. Yeah.
These two on the side here.
Yep,
On
are
the
smaller.
east side, they're smaller.
Yep, but they still have that same aesthetic.
Do any of them depict images of people resting, reclining, seated, something? All right, that would have been a good cover story. I thought this was the lounge. I apologize.
It's all make a history check. History check, Alaina.
I have proficiency there. That is good for me because I rolled a 5, but I have reliable talents now, so it is technically a 19.
19.
Yes, I cannot go below my passive,
When you
unlike some people.
I think I need like one level. Leave me
Ouch.
alone.
um,
When do I have that?
amazing.
I'm still a baby rogue.
Couldn't help it. I'm sorry. I know it's-
Okay, so there is similar iconography on these doors, and it's all bronzed and it's all quite over the top. However, you have experience interpreting shit because of the kind of work you do. So you can tell that the one to your left is more worshipy.
Hmm.
There's a lot of worship and prayer kind of stuff happening there on those pictures. The ones on the right are more what is the word I want? Kind of meditative, not resting, but like a little bit more sort of meditation in the sun vibe.
Okay.
And the ones in front are celebratory in a I'm gonna sacrifice things to the sun god kind of a way.
Oh,
right.
we've got a Road to El Dorado Shibalba situation in this room.
So I will kind of give the gist of that to everyone and be like, so I think, if I'm guessing, the front area, or the big doors here in the middle, I think we should focus on those last. The shield might be in that other room, but I'm guessing there's going to be some kind of something to that. I think if we're just exploring to kind of get our vibe first, the meditation room is probably the best place to start, and then I think it should be right, then left, then forward. But that's my estimation, based on odds of having to fight.
Depending on how they count the artifacts that they take, they could count it as an offering. We struck down the champion of the false god and now turn it over to you, or whatever.
I just stand by my interpretation. You guys can defer, but which way do you want to go?
Ian, the inlay on the floor, I take it, are they pointing to cardinal north, south, east, west?
You can make a survival, I guess, to know which if they're accurate in that way or not. Because you just got dumped in this place, so how do you know which way is north?
The sun.
The sun.
You don't know if it's
Yeah,
morning or evening, but
Wait, do any of you guys have the keen mind feat?
No.
I don't think we have any of those in the Horde that I'm aware of.
There was an 8 DM.
That was quite the burn, DM.
Who has the feet is what I'm trying to say. Anyway, yes. Sorry, Garen, did you survival check?
8.
8. Hard to tell. They certainly could be, but you don't know if it's pointing in an accurate way.
Cool. Okay, and it's only just a pointing. It's not showing anything else. Like,
No. There are no explicit cardinal symbols on it.
Oh, I know what. I have an idea for what we could do to see if it is north, south, east, west, if we really care that much. Because a sundial would probably be aligned north-south. Because then as the day goes on, the shadow would move around. So we can at least tell which... So if it's lined up, we can at least tell it's probably the cardinal directions. Might not know which ones, but...
We can... We have a boon that allows us to get to the ethereal plane, then we can just walk through these doors and see what's in there. Or some of us can, anyway.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah,
that's also... that's also an option.
Or up through wherever we're at to see where the sun is. Yeah.
That's way better than north, south, east, west. I still don't know what north, south, east, west was supposed to help us with.
You know which way you're going?
In some religions, Alaina, you give with the right and you take with the left. So if you're looking to take, you would go to the left. That is why it could be important.
But wouldn't some religions have the inverse? Oh, no, it doesn't matter. Anyway.
Well, I like the idea of going into the ethereal plane, since, unlike the dragon, these guys probably can't see into it.
I would suggest probably Ms. not be the one to do it, because I think that would break the connection for all of us.
Ooh, good call.
Oh, right, yes. That only works if we're on the same plane. I mean...
Well, one of you guys can pop over and
I
pop
can
back.
just open a door and explain myself, and that they'd be fine.
We have a seeker with us.
Has more than 10 minutes elapsed, Jax?
Probably, yes. There's been a lot of fucking around.
Yeah. Would it have elapsed before we came into the temple?
Yeah, you fed some frogs, spoke to some birds.
Fair.
I mean, yeah, you could probably smooth it over if we get in trouble for poking around. But we could just avoid getting in trouble for poking around at all in the first place.
We're invited guests at the moment. There is no trouble.
No trouble yet.
Oh, God.
I mean, if I invited a guest into my house and then they started poking around, I'd be a little...
If they opened a door, that's not poking around. That's going into the space. There's no seats here. I'm sure they didn't expect us to just sit in the foyer waiting.
The door to the left opens, and a woman comes up.
I'm
She
so
is
glad we
tall.
had the group chat, because that would have been...
And dark-skinned, and an aura of heat that emanates from her.
Is there anything from the
She is
hieroglyphs?
also... Her eyes are completely opaque. But she looks around anyway. And she says, I thought I heard something. Can I help you?
Is there anything in the hieroglyphs that would give me a sense of an appropriate physical movement for greeting? I'm guessing not,
Make
but
it, well, yeah, no, probably not.
Okay.
Probably not.
But I will just say, we entered this area looking to communicate, and apparently it was a poor time with the rocks hunting, but we were able to apparently help by feeding them with some of our resources and keeping ourselves and some of yours alive, so we have been allowed shelter in here for the meantime. My name is Alaina. These are my companions. I am on diplomatic efforts. May I ask your name?
On behalf of whom?
I am of the Lunsal House. We are a house of sun elves that are often diplomatically entwined in many different efforts throughout different kingdoms. So we sort of broker deals and align similar interests, try to negotiate issues, mediate conflicts.
Sun Elf. It's been some time since we got one of you.
Right.
I am happy to make an entrance.
I am Asenath. I am the oracle of this temple. Do you wish to worship?
I wish to learn more about your deity and your practice. Worship is a aftermath of that, I think, but I am open to this.
Well, the oracle is traditionally connected to our lord's consort, you understand. But you may come into my temple and gaze upon... I've forgotten her name already. Napaka. Napaka. Should you desire it.
Is she speaking in common or doing the thing that the people outside
She's
did?
also doing the thing.
We appreciate your invitation and gratefully accept. Though some of my
What
attendees
languages
might...
do you all have? Just run me through your many, many languages again.
Only
One at a
Common,
time.
Sylvan, and Thieves can't.
Common, Elvish, Giant, and Knoll.
Abyssal, Elvish, Giant, Infernal, and one I can't see. Oh my god, why is everything in the way? Sylvan.
Sylvan.
Mine are already mentioned except for Draconic. So.
Okay. Minotaur.
Ed Dwarvish and Minotaur.
Haydn?
Abyssal, Common, Infernal, Primordial, and Sylvan.
None of you know the language she is speaking, but you are all
Fair.
understanding it. It is, however, different to the frogs.
Oh.
And also different to the scorpion guys.
I will add that as I approach to enter, I'm like, some of my attendees may wish to stay here to simply rest and recuperate in the meantime, as they do not always share my interest in other cultures.
In the group
That is
chat,
all right.
you just hear attendees, but that's about it.
Work with me here.
Well, the best place to rest would be inside the chapel. Come on in. And she turns and she leads you in. Assuming you follow, this is what you see.
I follow, but definitely transmit to everyone else. I'm like, do not move unless you really want to do this, because if this goes wrong, I feel like being 2 different rooms is better than all being trapped.
I think she's insistent.
I agree, but I can stand that off.
It is a small chapel area with little pews, and at the end of it, on an altar, is the same depiction of a blank facial mask with sun rays coming out of it that was on the statues outside.
I will also specifically hit Indigo and be like, and I don't know what those eyes are about. They may not be seeing through sight, so they may know you're here even though you are not visible, so keep that in mind. Yeah, I follow flat out. We'll leave it to everyone else's discretion, but I suggest that not everyone follows.
They look like
Hayden will
coffins, but
accompany
they're pews.
as
Sorry,
Hayden
I
will
just wanted
accompany as protection.
Okay. She's just standing, kind of gazing at this visage in front of her. She is beautiful, no?
Indeed. I
Like-
was admiring the larger version outside that is the type of depiction I feel like my sister would definitely attune to in a way.
And who is your sister? Another sun elf.
No, she had inherited an abyssal trait, so she has tiefling presentation,
Ah.
despite us being twins.
I see. We have tieflings amongst us. The connection with fire, you see.
Oh yes, and she would adhere to that deeply.
Well, you may rest and look around as much as you wish in this space. I would advise you not to go too far, as some of the other denizens of this place are hungrier than I.
Is there anything I could offer you to satiate your hunger?
I have all I need.
And I appreciate your attention.
There's something I'm a bit curious about. We are clearly speaking different languages, yet we are able to understand each other. Is that a property of the temple, or is that something you are doing yourself? Or
Our Lord has followers from many places, and so we all learn to communicate.
That is a functional method of bridging gaps and making sure your message is well understood.
Indeed.
I admire it.
I myself speak Celestial.
Ah.
Yeah, I knew it. Yeah.
You would love my sister. She also speaks that. I have never picked up the language, but oh god, she would have appreciated
beautiful.
hearing it.
You should learn it.
DM, now
add
that
it to my next.
Garen's also in the chapel, can he use his divine sense? He's trying to see whether this place is actually a hallowed space, like this temple back home.
Sure.
And maybe the tongues that is actually...
Yeah.
that's what Hayden was getting at with his question.
Yeah.
Yeah.
If it's hollowed, I couldn't enter, so that's important.
Yeah. It's not hallowed in that way.
Okay.
You get the vibe that this is something she is doing. That it's
Okay.
an inherent ability that the people of this place have developed as a result of being from very many backgrounds.
Does she ping a celestial? Ping dish or undead in the 60 feet radius while I'm got that going?
She is not those things. No.
Nice. Is there any of those things within 60 feet of him?
60 feet of you right now.
Please.
Yeah, there's one and they're invisible. They're behind you.
I mean, Indigo's way. Yes, you are getting celestial pings from the northeast and the northwest of where you are.
Oh.
I'll pass that through the chat as well.
And as she is heading out, I will pause and go, is there anything we should refrain from doing while on site or while in this room? We will need to eat and potentially sleep, but I do not want to be rude to your practices.
You may eat and sleep. I suggest you do not touch the queen. You
can.
Where
can,
would the queen be found?
but the queen. She gestures to the giant face.
I also gesture simultaneously. I'm like, obvious. Come on.
You may, but it can be an interesting experience for those who are not devout.
Oh God! Don't threaten me with a good time. I don't say that out loud.
I guess the enemies all over again.
Haydn will just more so as a because of other things going on than for the mission itself. Would like to just quickly do detect portal. If there are any portals within 1 mile, I get a ping in the direction.
You do not get a ping.
I am going to mentally announce to everyone, I'm like, just so you all know, within the next 5 minutes, I will be touching the statue. Please make whatever preparations you feel are appropriate.
So
I feel like. Oh, good.
Might I recommend against that course of action?
That is not on the table. You prepare. Eventually it's going to happen. Just know it's going to happen.
Cool. Cool.
I'm still back where I was, and she didn't really come out of her room far enough to see, even if I wasn't invisible, to clock me, I don't think. So hopefully, maybe she doesn't know where I am, which means that if somebody needed to go to the ethereal plane for some reason, they wouldn't be missing because I can look like any of you, technically.
I was actually just about to ask.
But also
Well.
remember, if her eyes can see things, she'll see through that illusion.
If
She assuming she had an ability to see you, she did in fact have line of sight on that corner.
Okay.
Just FYI. You don't know if she saw you, but yeah.
Or we could just look around for the bathroom.
That's a really good cover story, and I approve of that. I cannot tell you how useful that is in investigating any embassy, kingdom, or place that you are a guest. It is the easiest way to cover yourself up.
Is
Back
Asmith
to-
still in the room with us, or has she moved on?
He's still in the room. I'm assuming this conversation's happening in the group chat.
Yeah.
Yes.
Asenath, I am a devout follower of a similarly aligned deity. In the temples at home, we have areas of devout worship where items of power that have been retrieved or captured are displayed. Would you allow me to pay homage to the collection of such items and acknowledgement of a truthful and proper storage of such powerful artifacts?
Do not believe we have such things here.
Understood. Not a religion worship and
Like-
acknowledge the same.
I would like to try and insight check her. Not
Sure.
because, well, it is to see if she's lying, but because we know the things are here, but she might not know they're here if, depending on how stuff
Make
is.
a insight check.
I am going to mentally transmit to everyone after hearing that spoken, being like, so in Con Artistry, we call that speaking out of turn. It's when you've given away more information against your interest than you meant to. Just so you know for future
That
reference.
is a 24 insight.
Oh, she's lying. There was definitely a pause there where she was like, yeah, no, I'm not going to let him know about this stuff.
Yeah. In the group chat, Haydn will be like, yeah, she knows where the stuff is.
Yeah, and now she knows that we know that the stuff is here, and that's a whole other thing now. Cool.
I guess that depends on how good
Competitive.
she is at reading people, which I guess as an oracle, she probably would be good at that.
It doesn't even
He is
matter. The
going
fact that we
to-
asked about it means that she knows that we're looking for something.
She's going to turn around because this whole time she's just been staring at her, at this face. She's going to turn around and look at you all and go, now, rest. Eat if you wish. I will rejoin you soon.
Thank
And
you
she
for your
leaves.
attention.
Where did I put her?
Is she under
Is
Alaina?
Alaina on
He's
her?
under Alaina.
Yeah.
Alaina,
So,
why are you on top of my person?
Hey, she offered free piggyback rides. I am not one to turn them down.
Miz, are you inside this temple right now?
No,
Inside the
Oh
thing?
no.
I'm just hanging out by the door.
Cool. She's going to get to here and she's going to look at you and at Ardbeg and she's going to go, "You do not wish to join your compatriots?"
I'm up. I can rest against the wall just fine.
I'm not one
much,
for
not much of a religious pal. I'm just here with my friends.
And what
Mhm.
of your invisible friend?
Yeah.
What
Probably
invisible
tied
friend?
to it.
Alright,
She
to be
looks
fair,
straight-
that's also
she- oh,
speaking
you're-
out of turn.
She's going to come here and look straight at Indigo and go, "Were you wanting something?"
Bum
Well,
bum.
to be
She's super
perfectly
shy.
honest, I was afraid my friends were going to be stabbed by scorpions and eaten by birds, so it was best one of us wasn't seen.
Well, I do not see the way others see.
I didn't think so. They drop it.
Be suspicious.
It,
Don't
it,
be
it makes
suspicious.
absolutely no difference to her.
Be suspicious.
In the Bont's message, Ardbeg's going to say that Indigo has been compromised.
Well, then now's as good a time as any. I touch the
Yes.
statue.
Peering. Oh.
God.
Shit.
This is gonna be like
Okay.
Indiana Jones, like Ark
Can
of
we
the
take
Covenant
a
open.
Is that a good time for a break?
I was getting to the break. So maybe we'll do that. We'll just take the break and you can all be on tenterhooks about what's about to happen to Alaina.
Ugh.
We will take a break now. Normally, you're giving things away today.
Yeah, that's my job. Hello. I'm
Stealing stuff
stunned.
in game, giving stuff away out of game.
Yeah.
We're also
so-
giving away the broom of thing.
Oh,
Oh.
got a
Haydn.
blooper.
Hayden, you have a broom of untidying. I will send you the
Oh.
stats for it after the game.
leave that at your place.
Ugh.
Oh.
Excellently.
That's
Mac,
bad.
Sorry.
Mac.
I was overwhelmed by the joy of Noah winning that item.
I don't know what Hayden's gonna do with it.
But
something
what
will
are we
probably
giving away? We're doing marbles, right?
We're doing marbles, so Adam will give away the things that you have
So
as a marble race.
it is a lovely 2-piece package deal that will ship anywhere around the world. So the first piece is a keychain that is a bunch of dice. They are in the Progress Pride colors. So you've got the regular rainbow, you've got the blue, the white, the pink, you've got the brown and the black. And then also for funsies, some Duck Norris earrings. So those
Duck
are
Norris,
yes.
currently on a top secret mission. Nobody knows what.
So both of those pieces will come together as one package.
You know, I've heard about those earrings. I hear that they don't dangle off the ear, they hold the rest of the body up.
Yeah. It's true.
We're going to switch over to some marbles with Adam. We will be back in 10 to 15 minutes to see what happens to Alaina when she touches the statue. Don't go anywhere. We will see you soon. Hello, humans of the internet. Welcome back to our Burst of Sun Galant Horde game. Alaina, I need you
Aye.
please to make a dexterity save. And oh no,
Really?
just you. Everybody else is backed away.
Yeah.
Dexterity saving throw.
Let's just start with that.
That is a 19.
A 19. Okay. You will only take half of this damage then. As
Oh.
the sun, the face that up to this point has been completely non-emotional in any way, kind of snarls and emits a burst of stun, as it happens. That does... Oh, it could be worse. 24 points of fire damage. Halved, because you made your save.
And yeah, thank God for evasion.
I was just gonna say, do you have evasion?
Yeah.
As this happens, Haydn and Garen, you're just out of the range of this burst, but you definitely see it. And it is visible from the other room because it is a burst of light. And she, what's her name? Asenath.
That's enough.
Yeah.
Just sort of makes a gentle sort of turn towards the door and goes, I did tell them not to touch it.
Yeah, I did the thing. Sorry. Ow.
And
And then she looks directly at Indigo and she kind of frowns and she goes,
Oh, fuck.
so... Was that in character?
No, that was Shawnali. Sorry. Pardon my language.
And she says,
She's
I
smelling me.
see something on you. The Fates have plans. Anyway, she kind of shakes it off. Can I help you with anything?
No, I think probably one of my friends was a fool and touched your sacred artifact, and so I have to go make sure she's not leaving her skin on your flooring.
Is appreciated.
It's
it,
pretty
it will
gross.
say within the group chat, I told you you shouldn't have touched it.
It says
Garen will
now,
walk up and make
it's
sure she's okay.
stopped in the snarl face. It's like snarling at you.
It was a moral imperative. Somebody needed to check, and I was the obvious choice.
Is Alaina
Or
blind
a
to her?
person who is devout,
No, not blinded, just ow.
Okay.
not to this god, but they are
I'd blink it
devout.
anyway. I would have either learned something about the deities or been rejected. Clearly, I've been rejected. It's fine.
Are you
This
okay?
is
Do you
not
require a hug?
abnormal for diplomatic efforts.
As Indigo, are you moving into the other place?
I'm moving towards the door. I've also 19 insight checked. I rolled it, so that I rolled it. So
You know your passive
wait,
is
what is it?
307. That's fine.
What is your passive? Yeah.
the passive is 24, if you must know. But I did roll a 19, and I'm vibe checking that the fates have something in store for me, or whatever that wording. Could I get that wording one more time, please?
I've already forgotten what I said.
I believe it
The
was.
Fates have plans, I think.
The Fates have
Fates
have
plans.
plans.
Yeah.
Yeah. I'm inciting the fuck out of that exchange.
I mean, whatever she saw, she believed it. It seemed like she saw something. She did describe herself as an oracle.
Yeah. Fuck.
She saw something, and she is speaking the truth as she sees it.
Yeah. That's what I thought. Okay. Yeah, I'm just looking in. Alaina's still on her feet, so I won't rush.
Yeah.
As
She's
that
fine.
happens, she moves through these doors. She pushes them open and moves through, and they close behind her.
Okay. Well,
Ardbeg, did you get a little sneaky peeky?
Oh.
Did you watch her go?
Yes. Of course I did.
Wait, did
Or
she
you could
go
just
up or
go
right?
in there. You go in there and be like, "Oh, excuse me, I forgot one thing."
Hey, oh,
ooh,
something terrible happened. Griffin, your noises. Oh, now stop being noisy. Whatever you did, don't do it again.
Like you walked into a parking garage.
I was just on
pers-
Roll20 moving my character. I've done nothing.
Perception 22. Did I see anything through the doors in that brief moment?
She moved very quickly through them, like she was deliberately not opening them any more than she needed to. It was light. It was very light in there.
Was it the north doors?
Yes.
Ardbeg will say through the Bont's messages, are we trying the ethereal plane trick?
I'm also just
Seems a
gonna
good a
follow
plan
her.
as any.
Yeah. Do the
Alright.
ethereal plane. I'm just gonna follow the lady. Because I'm gonna.
Okay.
DM, just before Garen enters, leaves the room, he'll just take a knee and just apologize.
You're apologizing to the queen statue.
Yeah. Yeah.
Make a. Oh. Oh. Just make a charisma check for me.
Just a straight charisma roll.
Yeah.
22.
The statue's face goes back to what it was before. It
Aw.
stops snarling.
He'll bow and leave.
Manners.
Well done.
Manners count.
And I think with that, so ethereal plane. Yes, I can go into the ethereal plane. It'll break me off, but it won't break the rest of you off.
If there's
Um,
two of us in there, we can still talk to each other, right?
Only if Miz is one of them.
Yeah.
Right.
and then the people outside can't talk to each other.
Well, I mean, you can talk to each other out loud, and
Yeah,
nobody
that's
will
what I
hear
mean.
you. Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
All right.
You can just use your voices.
I got two things I'd like to do. DM.
Mm-hmm.
I'd like to cast Stone Skin on myself with the boon of whatever it was.
Yep.
And here's a phone call, so I got to go. Just
Okay.
sorry.
It's all good. Ardbeg's gonna think about his next move.
Yeah.
The rest
I'm
of
gonna
you?
stick with Alaina because I have teleportation to move
Okay.
her up.
Alaina,
as
are you
needed.
going through the doors?
Yes.
Before you go, Alaina,
Mhm.
Okay.
just one moment. I can't explain this without table talking it. So, question: do you have advantage on persuasion, or do you straight roll it?
I have a pretty strong bonus, and I have reliable talent.
Okay. I have something that can give you advantage on both persuasion and deception for the next 10 minutes. Advantage.
Oh, hit me. Definitely hit
Okay.
me.
So I passed. Alaina is now in possession of a charming cherry sour. It's a delicious candy that you eat, and for the next 10 minutes, you have advantage on persuasion and deception.
Elena's like, wait, I might have one of those. Don't know that Alaina has one.
I don't have that. I have a different cherry candy that it does a very different thing. It leaves you retching and reeling. My cherry candy does. So yes, I will
Make
accept
sure you
yours.
choose the right cherry
Yeah.
candy when
Choose
you
wisely.
eat it.
Yeah.
Are you eating the candy Indigo is giving you right away, or are you storing it with your other cherry candy so that we can make you roll for which one you eat?
I am not storing it with the other candy. I am catching it and like having it in palm, ready
Okay.
to shove it in my face. But I'm basically expecting to need to immediately because I'm expecting once I push that door open, I'm going to be challenged. But I will have a good reason, so I'm going to do the thing and
Okay.
make a noise.
Before Alaina pushes this door open, is there anything anyone else wants to do?
Can I just get out what I was trying to do
Yes,
before
yes,
that
sorry.
phone call happened?
Do your
Oh,
second
sorry.
thing.
So Stone Skin, and then ask Ms. It's actually three things. Ask Ms. for haste, and then I'm off to the ethereal plane.
Okay.
Yeah.
Ardbeg's
Yep.
on the
Well-
ethereal plane. Hasted, Miz? Did you do the thing?
Yeah. Yep.
Cool.
And, sensing the connection sever or whatever with Ardbeg, Haydn will go into the ethereal plane. Will go onto the ethereal plane as well and pop haste on himself.
Okay.
And then out loud, and then move over. And out loud, because we can speak out loud in the ethereal plane. I'll take the doors on the right, you take the door to the back, or vice versa.
Sure. I'm going this way.
And I'm going that way.
Indigo's going to pop invisibility again after moving out of sight of the doors.
Okay.
Nice.
So you're invisible again.
Yes, ma'am.
We both did it. I'll take my off. You do it. I'm leaving it alone. Okay. You're like double invisible. All right, Garen, you're just chilling there in the middle of the room for now.
Garen will play bodyguard to Miz and stay
Okay.
about 5-10 feet from her, and I'll be
Cool.
the deputy meat shield if Sergeant Meat Shield is in the ethereal plane. I'll be
Deputy
deputy
Meat
meat
Shield. All right, we're gonna do Haydn's first because it's less complicated.
Love that. Deputy meat shield.
So Haydn, you're exploring this door, yes?
Yes. Top door first.
What you find is essentially a meditation chamber. So it is a space. There is a smaller altar. On this altar, there's like one of those moving, globe of the worlds things, with one of which is the sun, probably centered around the sun. I don't know. There are like little meditation, little like alcoves and places. This is basically clearly a place where you just sit and consider how awesome the sun is.
Yeah, Hayden's not sticking around. Haste only lasts a minute. Through that door in the back.
Oh yeah, there is a door at the back. Cool. This appears to be. Can I do this with this one? Thank you. This appears to be a living area of some kind. Ooh,
Oh.
no.
Maybe.
Oh, that's nice.
Like a little. It's the lunchroom. Lunchroom for cultists. Woo!
The
Cultists
refractory.
also
Good
need
name.
a lunchroom.
The refractory.
That is the next title of my next novel. Thank you.
Lunchroom for cultists. You're welcome. I expect royalties. Anyway.
I mean, if Hayden doesn't see anything that looks like a vault or whatever,
No, this
or
very
the
much
shield
looks
itself.
like somewhere where
He's
people
he's
are
just
hanging out.
zooming.
Okay, cool. In that case, Alaina.
Top door.
Hang on, sorry, it won't let me move things so she wouldn't be where I put her. As you walk in, you find yourself in a very large room. Full of beings.
That sounds terrible.
Yes.
Sorry, it's a weird shape, so revealing it up with the polygon thing is hard. Bear with me.
Ah, gotcha.
Because it's a weird shape.
This
Well,
bit not be
I
counting towards haste time.
As I burst through the door, I'm just kind of like, I am so sorry,
Oh, wow.
Asnov. I think I misunderstood your comment about. Oh.
So, at the far end of the room is a enormous celestial being. It looks like a celestial bodyguard, basically. In each corner of the rooms, there is a large lion creature, but its mane is like made of radiant light. And in the center of the room, there is a coming out of the ground like a rotating thing, lever thing that is gently moving in circles. And in front of it, you see three people. One is the woman you've already met. One is a fire genasi, dressed in very simple clothing. And one is an elf who looks like she has stepped straight out of a carnival. She has like trapeze outfits on. Like she's clearly wearing carnival clothes.
Gotcha.
And as you push through the door, all three turn and look at you. The lions growl gently, just in the base of their throat.
I am now a poor guest.
Can I move freely over to here? Yep.
Asenath looks right at you,
Ah, shit.
cocks her head and goes, "Still sneaking around. I'm beginning to think your intentions are not good."
Oh.
Can Ardbeg hear that?
Yes.
I actually don't know he's there, so I'm
you don't know
legitimately
he's there.
properly puzzled.
You know that I'm on the plane though, right? So I
do
know
that.
I'm
I do
sneaking
know
around
that, but I
somewhere.
am very much like I got
Rude.
burned by a statue that I thought was going to give me insight or wisdom.
The statue I specifically told you should not touch.
You
She doesn't.
implied that I should not touch, and you
What
you
do you
discouraged
want?
me. You didn't discourage, but you did seem to.
The Fire
give me-
Genasi steps forward and says, "Be quiet. You are here for a reason, and we want to know what that reason is."
Through the bond's message, just try the truth. This one time, just try it.
What is it?
I'm sorry. Do you want me to be quiet, or do you want me to answer the question?
These two lions move towards you.
You said be quiet, then you asked me a question. I'm just.
Alaina, you're being a brat.
I am
And the
a
lions,
diplomat.
no.
I am a diplomat who is on a mission
both-
to.
Snarling and growling at you. Sorry, carry on. Yes.
That's
you're...
fair.
Yep.
I'm a diplomat. I travel around brokering arrangements, deals, and mitigate conflict between realms. That is literally what I spend all of my time doing. This is just another day on the job for me. I did not intend to get burned. I thought I was going to learn something culturally interesting, and I apologize for misinterpreting your warning.
Fire Genasi
None of
crosses
that is
his
a lie.
arms. And he
What?
says, yes.
While they're distracted talking to Alaina,
She is watching you. She's not distracted. She's watching you.
okay, with the stealth roll
Just
of
so you
20,
know.
with the stealth roll of
Doesn't matter.
25, I want to go
She
through
saw-
those doors.
She saw you when you came in, and unless you have some way of making her not watch your every move, which she is doing, your stealth ain't shit.
Oh, he's still going to go through the doors.
That's fair.
Alright. In that case, as soon as you do, she turns to this Fire Genasi and says something to him that is not transmitted through the tongues. And he is going to take off after you. And we need initiative at this point, because now they know you're up to some shit.
Fair enough. 18!
Okay. Whew. So, I need over 20s.
Hold one. I'm over 20, but I've got one more roll to make for my Seeker Sword. There's 24 initiative.
Indigo?
22.
Anyone else over 20? How about over 15? Oh shit, hang on. Ardbeg, yours was 24?
Yep.
What is your dex, please?
Mine is 14.
Over 15?
I have
Yes.
16.
Alaina?
18.
18. What is your dex, Miz?
16, so plus 3.
Over 10.
Not last. 12. Huzzah. I'm faster than Indigo? That can't be right. That sounds terrible.
What'd you get,
22.
Haydn?
Only 22, right, cool. I didn't
got,
hit anything.
Taking the place of our glorious battle priest in last place with 6.
What's your dex? One of my things got 6 too.
Dex is 15.
You are right, you are going last. Okay.
Yeah. But Hayden's not here anyway, so it doesn't.
Yeah, but
He's in.
still. Oh shit, I didn't put you in
He
there.
probably doesn't even know what's happening because he doesn't have the group chat.
No.
He's far enough away that he probably can't hear the scuffle starting.
Okay. So, the first thing that happens is Little Miss Witchlight Carnival over here is going to move. And she is going to go First, she is going to turn her sun ray on Alaina. I need you to make a wisdom saving throw, please, Alaina. Oh shit, wait, I've got to hit you first. My bad. That's probably going to hit you. Dirty 20?
Oh, yeah.
Yep. So I need a wisdom save, please.
Oh, actually, no, that is not accurate, because I have the shield spell. So that will miss, because I will go up to 21.
Cool, in that case, she is going to move. She is going to run through these doors, and you will not see where she goes.
You say that? Are we getting live updates?
Yes.
Those of you on the physical plane, if you're getting live updates, then yes. Ardbeg, what are you doing?
I want to see what's in this room.
Cool.
That I'm
What
in.
you see is a very large, another one of these big guys.
Oh, no.
We can't see the whole room from there. Let's do this. This is clearly a room full of relics.
Yeah.
There's another one of the guys.
Yep, and a big celestial dude.
Can I get past him without him knowing?
You don't know if he can see you or not at this point. I also don't know that. Let me look. Hang on. Oh, yeah, he looks right at you as you walk through the door, and he goes, does he speak? Celestials, bro, they all have true sight. It's great. He does. He says in common, you should not be in here, little man.
Ardbeg will flip the bird and then move past him. And I want to investigate for the shield.
I mean, it's pretty fucking clearly in the middle of this thing.
All right. I grab the shield and I say the words. Bellatrix.
You can't. You're
Why
on the. Your hand goes straight through it.
You're in the ethereal plane, buddy.
Well, then I will use my action to drop out of the ethereal plane and grab the shield and say the words. Bellatrix.
Hang on. Maybe a short game, you guys. Yeah, he can't do shit.
This is the plan.
That was the plan. Mash and grab. We're outta here.
Cool.
Maybe lay a hand on one of the other things while you're there.
He didn't say that. He didn't say that.
He didn't say that. And
So you grab the shield. You say Bellatrix. All of you are pulled out of this place and into the throne room. And the lady goes, "Oh, hello. That was quick."
Is Haydn pulled despite the
Yes.
fact that he's in the ethereal plane?
Yes,
Okay.
he is.
Get
Is
shit
he still in the
done.
ethereal plane in the realm?
I would assume that you are pulled from wherever you are into the throne room, and it's because it's technically a demi-plane, so it's a completely different plane. What you're doing is basically a kind of plane shift.
All right. I think that would be
Griffin is like-
funny. They just come back and Hayden's just not there. Lady acts like nothing's
Right.
wrong.
I take it that either went spectacularly well or spectacularly badly.
Ardbeg will hold
Yep,
up the
look.
shield. Is this
We
what
have
you're
the shield.
after?
It is, in fact, it's not that big, but yes, it is, in fact, what I was after.
Yeah.
He holds the tiny
That's-
shield.
Alaina, you seem displeased.
She got hit by something.
Oh, no, that's not the problem. Things were just kind of getting interesting, and...
Oh,
Yeah, so, you know how on the Druid's mission, my face was the only one that's seen.
yes,
All of the rest of our faces were seen with today. Other than myself, unless, I guess, maybe they could see through the mask. But they were all seen.
Did they appear to
That-
have any connection with my dear husband?
We wouldn't
That's funny,
know.
nobody asked.
I sincerely doubt it. They seemed
No.
very devout and like the kind of people that would not welcome the influence of anything that isn't sun, fire stuff.
Well, then let's hope that seeing your faces won't matter.
I mean, they seemed suspicious of us last I saw. I don't know.
Well, it looks like you achieved your objective.
Certainly.
So you do
Is
not
it a
all seem.
record?
Is it a what? A record?
A record. Yeah.
I mean, it was pretty. It was pretty good. It's up there with the Basilisk mission, which also bypassed all my combat.
Ardbeg will say, looking around the room at the fucking beady eyes at him, and say, if anyone's got any problem with me doing the mission, bring it up now or fucking shove it.
You
I'm
absolutely
just saying
actioned
there
the
was
mission
other.
entirely. You were on
Right.
mission. That was the plan. We actioned it effectively. The only person
Yes,
that fucked
it
around
is.
was Alaina.
Oh, well then
It-
I guess I'll just sit here and fucking take the hit. All right.
I was bringing it up as a concern. It would have been a concern no matter how we decided to do the mission. Just figured I'd put it into words that it may be an issue in the future, since it
I
has been in the
believe
past.
that it is only when you encounter people directly connected to our opposition that it is a problem. However, at this stage, we are not sure who that is, so there's that. Did you mention who you work for?
No.
Nope.
Well, then I think we're probably all right.
As per usual, I have tied everything to my family's household more than you ever, so it should keep everything well separated. Everyone's just very twitchy, and I haven't been here in a while and didn't realize how twitchy everyone had become.
Things have become quite tense around here. People have a lot to lose. Alaina, should we be increasing protection on your household?
I doubt it. They're a bunch of assholes.
Fair enough.
That was out of character. That was out of character. Griffin's just funny.
All of the elves in the realm have families that are a bunch of assholes. It's like that's just what happens.
I just personally wish we had learned more while there that might have been useful to growing our understanding of things. It kind of ended abruptly before I got more information than was probably necessary, but I see your point.
Information wasn't the mission. The shield was the mission.
That was not a stand-in fight. And I've got to go. This is my job phone call.
Good luck, man.
Information is always useful. The mission is always obviously priority, but information that grab and vanish was executable at any moment after it was in hand. We didn't need to jump immediately. There was things to learn. I'm just a little frustrated. It'll be fine. I'm not blaming anybody. It's not personal.
Sometimes things in the field don't go according to plan. And sometimes they go exactly according to plan and everyone is surprised.
Yeah, there's that too.
Either
Come to
way,
the tavern, have a few beers. Everything will be fine.
we have what you went for, and I am appreciative. As always, you will receive gold and boons and power. You know, the usual cocktail of...
We're about to learn Celestial.
I was thinking that too.
Everyone's celestial.
Or tongues. Everyone's going to get tongues.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Haydn would take either.
Don't get me
When I
wrong.
was deciding his languages, it was between abyssal or celestial. So,
Alaina, if
mean,
you would
don't
like a update on what has been happening, you may stay behind and I will fill you in. Miz, same
would
goes for you. You've also been out of the realm.
yes.
I do also
There's a
have
reason
little-
for our twitchiness. I will let the lady explain.
I figure, but twitchiness is default with any sort of these missions. It's the twitchiness is inherent. Information's always valuable. I'm sorry. I'm gonna be a stickler for this, and I apologize that it is just. This might
is
just
who
be
you
a me
are.
thing.
It is your whole job. I understand.
It is my whole job. Also,
And
I
it-
still don't know what that voice was in my head last time I was present, and I would like. Doesn't matter. It doesn't
What?
matter right now. It doesn't matter right now.
What are you talking about?
What voice?
What force?
I told the lady about this.
Yeah, Jax
the-
doesn't remember though.
The Arcaloth, after we had the changeling and the thing, there was the voice that came in and thanked me.
Oh, that voice. Did you tell the lady about that? Oh, you did tell the lady about that.
Yes.
We understand that that was one River Clearwater who has stepped into Carlisle's shoes.
Wow. Okay.
That is what I
Miz
expected.
cussing up a storm in the corner.
Yep. Yes,
And-
Yeah.
he, it turns out, is a being of significant power, who is a halfling
Yeah.
who likes to masquerade as a child.
And then Ms.
we are
takes out a
now-
notebook and starts writing names down.
And we are now known quantities to that entity, and we could have learned something here that would have given us one up on that entity. It's just my thing. I like gathering information, skills, power, and pitting
And it's
people
safe to
against each
say
other.
that River Clearwater is not on the same world as where you just were. They are not in the same place.
Well,
However,
that's
he
helpful.
could become a problem, but hopefully not until we have solved the more immediate problems.
Okay.
Besides, I feel that perhaps he's going to have a tiefling on his trail very shortly.
Did you call my
That's it.
sister?
No, I believe
She's
Ms.
welcome to
Ms.
join.
Ms. has a personal interest in this particular individual.
You would love Illyra. She and you would be peas in a pod.
You would like Alira. I quite like Alira. She's definitely more restful to be around.
Yes. She also would have very much approved of today's actions more than I do.
Anyway, was there anything else anyone wanted to discuss? I am pleased with the way this has gone. While obviously information is always useful, everybody coming home is more useful at this point. And
Alaina
coming
just
home with
sits
the
down and
item in
starts-
question. Good
Alaina
work.
just sits down and starts nibbling on the remainder of a muffin that she finds some crumbs of and just kind of like does. She's just a little mopey, but she prefers now.
Indigo is going to stay behind and assist the lady in any explanation to Ms. and Alaina that's required. But they're going to stay behind further to talk to her.
Okay. Do you want to do that live? Because we have time.
Yeah, we can squeeze
So
out the time.
we have time.
I've got you here. I'll do it. Yeah, unless anybody else has something else they need to talk about, because this would be the last
Yeah.
thing.
Garen, are you satisfied?
Mission accomplished. Everyone's alive. No one's too damaged. Feels like a good day.
Yes,
Yeah.
it does, doesn't it? Haydn?
Nope.
Excellent. Go and celebrate your victory.
Bow and leave.
So the lady would explain to Alaina and Ms. I'm going to abbreviate because there's a lot. That last week, some of our high-level players, members, I'm like, what's the word in character? Members of the Horde went on a rescue mission to rescue Rianth and did not return. They apparently are all trapped somewhere. We know that they're alive, but that's about all we know. We don't know where they are. We know that they're alive and they're in the clutches of this archmage called Merith Daedov. And this has resulted in members of the Horde being twitchy because we have lost now 7 of our highest ranking members of the Horde, and we do not know how to get them back or, in fact, where they are. Hence the twitchiness.
I
So,
guess that kind of makes
that's
sense. It's
The
just one of those
information
things.
you perhaps did not have previously.
But that's half the job. You know how many times I've been kidnapped? God.
I do, in fact, know how many times you've been kidnapped. I also know that you're quite adept of talking yourself out of every situation.
Yep.
These people are not as talky, and Merith is not as easily talked at,
No,
I guess.
I guess that's fair. But more information's always better. I hate being cut short.
We got
do like-
we got what we went for.
I do find it. Don't get me wrong. The irony is not lost on me. The number of times I've cut missions short for murder hobos versus me being cut
This is
short for
true.
information hobos. I do
This is
see
true.
that there's a parallel, and there's probably something I can learn from this. But it will happen tomorrow. It will not happen today.
Well, now you are up to date. She will, of course, have explained it in much greater detail and with, all the flair and flourish of her usual ways. But
Okay, fair.
I'm skipping through it. That's the TLDR.
And for anything else, You could talk to Artor, Indigo in character, and they'll give you everything
Also,
else. So.
Gur and Zook are currently out of the realm on a top secret mission behind enemy lines. So there's a lot of yes.
Out of curiosity, are any of the previous secret underground club of resistance to the lady when we were suspicious of the lady, are any of them the ones missing?
I don't know who was in your secret club.
Oh,
The ones
Jobin?
missing are Morwen, Eclipsis, Rianth, Greth, Bomber, Harper, and who am I
Helen.
forgetting? Hela.
Oh my god, that's like 3 people out of that group are people that I don't like. That's Christmas.
Oh my god.
I can't wait to watch your interview.
3 of them like threatened me at different intervals. It is because I interrupted and like kept them from murder hoboing.
Yeah, because you bamfed the mission before they were ready for it to be bamfed. All right.
This is karma.
The irony is delicious.
It is, right? Is there anything else we can do for you, Alaina and Miz?
No, I'll be fine.
Not that I can think of.
Go and have a beer. It'll help.
Oh.
Or 5.
Indigo, Miz,
5.
drinks, please. Can
I have
maybe
to
if-
just talk to my auntie here for a few,
Of course. Oh, and I
Family.
also give the lady a bottle of essentially interdimensional champagne that I'm like, yeah, I came across this while in my diplomatics. I figured I have 3 of them. I figured one should go to
Appreciated.
you. I'm
I
keeping
always
one,
enjoy-
and I'll hold on to one in case it becomes negotiatably interesting in the future.
Gotcha. You're doing good work, Alaina. We have more
I hope
information
so.
than we had before you went on your little sortie.
There's nothing about this sun god lady thing. Okay. And I kind of stomp off in a huff, but like, for obvious focus. And then hopefully people show up, but I'm gonna order fancy food and hide out.
Miz follows you and casts ominous whispers behind you. But otherwise, we'll join
For
you.
time's sake.
just to do it. I did that like
I think
the
Alaina's
first few
probably just,
missions.
yes, Miz, I know.
That's
Yeah.
definitely a thing Alira would have done. That's perfect.
Will Sorry.
Oh, yes. No, carry on.
I was just gonna fill Will in that everybody else has left except Indigo at this point. So if Ardbeg did have anything he needed to say to the lady,
I know he's Ardbeg.
Okay.
He completed the mission as far as he's concerned, and
Oh.
cares very little for the objections of others. Respectfully, Alaina. But
That's fair.
All good. Indigo.
Hello.
Hello.
I mean, yes, I would have loved more information. It's like drugs to me.
Yes,
But-
I'm aware.
Also, you should have seen how ornate literally the doors were. But I digress. That temple seemed to be very focused on the consort of Horus, which I don't think we knew previously. At least what we saw was focused on her rather than him.
Interesting. Very well. Yes.
Also, one of their oracles saw me, but
Mhm.
Auntie, she saw me like deeply. I mean, yes, I was invisible and she saw me. That's shocking, I guess. To a
I can
certain
do
extent.
that.
Exactly. It's not like to you a parlor trick, not that fancy. The problem is the seeing me at the. I was worried maybe she smelled you on me, but then she said that the fates have plans. Look for me, and that feels a little deeper and uncomfortable when somebody professes to be an oracle. You know?
Indigo. How many oracles have you known?
I mean, I knew a drunk guy in a pub in Ravnica that swore up and down he was an oracle, but I don't think he was one.
They are very fond of saying cryptic things to people. Usually in such a way as to push those people into a direction that they want. It is well known that knowing a prophecy can make the prophecy real. Simply knowing it makes it more inclined to come true.
Mhm.
It's like quantum auricular vision. I don't know what quantum means. It just came to me out of the ether. Do you understand what I'm saying? Perhaps this person saw something in you. You have found yourself at the center of a very fateful battle. Whether you intended to be or not, that is the position you are now in. And that does mean that the fates circle around you.
But I don't. Those ladies maybe should not sniff me too much. You know what I'm saying?
I mean,
I don't
yes,
know.
but I feel that
They,
that is probably true of many of our Horde members. I
I
imagine that
just.
had Artor been there, he also would have smelt like the fates.
Yes, he was supposed to be. I took it. But I don't. I just thought you should know because if there is something that's going to happen, I don't want people to be like, "Oh, Indigo knew that the whole time."
I eventually seem to know everything that you know, dear.
Yeah, well, I got loose lips in this room. It's truly an issue, I suppose. But
It's family.
it's the family issue, you know. Eh, so just so you know, maybe the fates are sniffing me. It could be a thing. Maybe it's not. Maybe she was, you know, Garen had already given away that we were looking for something, perhaps. But I think that if she was trying to push a button, my button would not be the easiest one to push. This is not the obvious one to push. Why push mine? You know?
But you were invisible, yes?
But not. You know?
And she could see that you were invisible. So perhaps she just pushed the invisible button because it seemed like the most interesting. Is that not something you would do? Not push the easiest so much as the most interesting button?
Maybe, but like, if it were me, I would have waited to see where the invisible one goes, you know? Instead of pointing it out right away.
I do not think it is something to worry about at this time.
Okay.
If it
Well,
becomes,
you know.
I mean, we have agents there, obviously, otherwise we wouldn't have known that's where the shield was. So we'll keep an eye.
Yeah. And if suddenly you get ominous, you know, visions from the fates.
To be honest with you, I think the more telling thing will be that the only thing taken was the thing that belongs to me.
I know, shit, right?
But that's
And
important.
they will know. They obviously know. They've got to categorize and sort and notate every other
I'm sure
being.
they have a curator, yes.
Okay,
It's all right
well,
though. That's fine. I suspect that our time of being secret is rapidly coming to a
oh,
close.
I threw that out the window months ago.
So, you know,
Okay.
we will
Well,
move forward with what we have. And now we have a shiny new shield that will help someone in our ranks.
Oh no, you're not going to make me choose, are you?
No, I'm going to offer it to Gur first and see if he wants it.
Okay. Well, I
If he
actually
does
wanted.
not, then I will let him choose.
Yeah. Okay. Good. I'm choosing enough things. Uh, my last question was actually about them and their mission.
Gur
And
and
I
Zook.
was, yeah.
Yes. You realize that
Um,
I'm probably not going to answer this question, but go ahead.
you may not, or maybe you will, because family. Uh, because
Okay, Vin Diesel.
yeah, no family.
Did you hear
Um,
that?
I just, you would know if they were dead,
Yes,
right?
I would know.
He did tell us that.
Yes, I would
So,
know.
would you tell us?
They are not dead.
All right. Insight check.
Go ahead.
Inside
Uh,
of a lady.
a clue for you, your passive insight's not enough.
Shit, and I only rolled a 9. So it's only a 23.
She seems to be telling the truth.
Yeah.
Hmm.
I know that when they get back, they will not be in operating order. At least that is the sense that I am gathering from what I was told before.
That is likely, yes. And when Ger gets back and discover Morwen's gone,
yeah, it's going to be a problem.
that's going to be an interesting conversation. But that is not your problem. That is my problem.
It's a little my problem. It's a bit. Also, his goblin child is out of the realm. It's a whole thing. But it wasn't really explained if Zook was going to be similarly in needing of a relaxing time.
What is it that you're saying right now, Indigo?
Is Zook also going to need a cooldown period after the return that Gur would need?
I mean, to be honest with you, I have no idea. I have no idea what state they're going to come back in. I believe that I can tell you this. Many, many beings stronger than you or I have tried to kill Zook and failed.
Yeah, that's.
So
I keep trying to tell people that.
I think that it will probably be all right.
So my question also is, as much as it is painful or unfortunate, is it maybe best that they don't come back here right away?
I think the plan is for them not to come back here right away.
Okay, good. I just wanted to make sure because I was worried.
I imagine Zook is going to do some jumping.
And then maybe staying at home for a while?
We shall see. It will depend on how well in hand things are here. How well in hand are things here?
No, everybody's losing their minds slightly. I
good.
was, but I got to work, so there's that.
The first seal must be broken in 3 weeks. You know that.
Oh yeah, I know. I've already got plans. Arthur and I, we have ideas. Also, because, Erden probably shouldn't be going on any of the ones that are not the first one in our ideas.
Oh, I don't know.
How recognizable is that face?
Depends who sees it.
That's my meaning, is he's going to be watching everyone after the first one.
I imagine he's going to be watching the first one.
As tightly?
Wouldn't you be?
Maybe. I just don't know how much he believes in you. No offense.
I mean, I'm banking on the fact that he doesn't.
I'm
banking on the fact that he's assuming that I'm just squirreled away somewhere licking my wounds and being prideful about it. I'm banking on that. I'm hoping that he thinks that I'm doing nothing.
Mm-hmm.
But we have done a lot of things in the last year and a half, including shouting his name. So, I'm not sure that that's something we can continue to bank on. I think this is one of those hope for the best, prepare for the worst situations.
Okay. Then I will leave you to go dwell in the war room and perhaps steal from Gur again.
Why are you stealing from Gur?
It's not really stealing if he gives you the key, right?
I didn't hear anything.
And don't be suspicious, and you don't
Indigo
be
exits cackling to themselves.
suspicious, and you don't be suspicious, and don't be suspicious.
Oh, God.
That bypassed a whole bunch of stuff I had prepared. So thanks, Will.
You're the one who gave us the boon that lets us bypass 90% of things.
More than half the team. So.
With 3 squishy people, that was not a standing fight that Ardbeg wanted to have with those big guys.
Perfectly reasonable. Perfectly
Especially
reasonable
since
decision.
we've seen the big guys before in the arena, and they hurt a lot.
They do hurt. Yes.
Yeah.
All right. So next week we are doing a deal at the Crossroads on Saturday, and then we have a Birds of a Feather game, Warlocks, on Sunday. So make sure that you
get to
join
see
us
me
for
again.
those. Yeah. And what? Oh yes. Saguna Reef is happening tomorrow too. I forgot that was a thing. We have so many games going on at the moment. So that will be, Laura will be DMing that one. A bunch of our folks going to Under the Sea to fight some sharks or figure out what some sharks are doing. So that's happening tomorrow. So
that
2
starts an
games this
hour
week.
later, doesn't it?
It
An
does.
hour later for
It
those
does.
people on foot. Yeah,
It starts
an
an hour later because it is run by the Australian contingent, and they start things later than us. Lazy younger brother. That's Australia. Anyway. Said like a Kiwi. I think that's all. Thank you all so much for watching and for joining us on this crazy adventure. And we will catch you tomorrow for some sharks and next week for some crossroad deals and some warlocks, which kind of match. Have a beautiful time zone. We'll
Thanks,
see you
Adam.
then.
Thanks, Jax.
Bye.
Thank you.